getting started about what program is going to be like, and I don't know. I'm going to create as we go, but right now I wanted to. I was just telling the story about how the first agreement of this book, whether you've read it or not, when you read it, you see it. When you listen to it on audio, you hear it. It's my job to take the message of agreement one and put it into motion so that you can feel it, because we learn AgeDEFY by hearing it, seeing it, and feeling it. And we learn AgeDEFY so that we can do better out there, right? In the wild, in life, off the mat, outside of the studio, off of Zoom. And so being impeccable with your word is the first agreement of the book. And as the book states, and if you haven't read the book, this is what you do need to hear on this part. This is the toughest agreement to take, that being impeccable with your word is the toughest agreement. And this is something that I try to put in practice always, and it's something that I'm going to help everyone else put in practice. And being impeccable with your word is not just the words that you speak to others, but the words that you speak to yourself as well. And so what I was just about to talk about around 2 o'clock today, I started to have feelings of panic, and in my head, the words I was saying to myself was, I don't know what I'm going to do with this book club. I don't know what to do. I have no clue. What am I doing? I shouldn't even run this book club. I have no plan. And so instead of sitting in those words, because those were doing what the book calls black magic to me, right? There's good magic and there's black magic. And the black magic is the negativity, that self-talk, not being impeccable with your word, beating myself up, saying, I'm not ready for this. I'm not prepared. And instead, what I did, it's easy to say, be impeccable with your word. But to me, you got to find a way to be impeccable with your word. And the only way I was going to be able to do it was to stop the black magic, stop the negative talk, and go out for a walk. Because I knew the answers were never going to come my way if I continue to try to figure it out in the chaos of the negative spiral that I had found myself in. And I thought about the book in that moment, be impeccable with your word. And I think the first practice is be impeccable with your word to yourself. So like, don't even start to think about how you're going to be impeccable with your word to anyone else. I think the practice begins with how do you be impeccable with your word to yourself. And to me, you cannot stop inner talk. You cannot stop yourself from being negative. You cannot stop black magic from happening. But what you can do is choose to not sit in it. You can choose to not define yourself about it and have it be the only voice that it hears. So as soon as I went out for a walk, I came up with a couple ideas. I don't know if they'll work, but I found an audio recording of agreement one on YouTube. I want to play the first 2.5 minutes of that. And while we do that, while we listen to him read about agreement one, we're going to do nonstop flow. You guys all know flow, but let's go over it before we begin, because it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll stand, we'll hear his words, and we'll feel his words. And the flow is inhale, exhale, end here in the bottom of a scapular rotation, inhale, space between exhale, inhale, reach forward and up, releve. Don't do uwe, just lower your heels, lower your arms, keep your chest up, and then right away. And you'll move to your own breath. You'll move to your own flow, or you'll just mimic mine, okay? But the whole idea is that we hear it and we feel it. So we're going to hear him talk for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and you're going to do that flow the whole way. So go ahead and set yourself up, and let's begin there.